Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy Boulanger. Up next on the GM, Baltimore Ravens 4-round mock draft 2.0. Do me a quick favor, hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's talk about it. So, as we are officially 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, we've heard all kind of speculation about who the Baltimore Ravens should draft. Should they go offensive tackle, wide receiver, edge rusher? Should they go cornerback? Who should they pick? So we've joined the party once again, and so we're going to produce our second mock draft. So with no further delay, let's jump right into it. With pick 30 in the first round, the Baltimore Ravens select wide receiver Keon Coleman out of Florida State University. Keon Coleman is a 6'3", 6'4" wide receiver, 215 pounds, a receiver who can do it all. Some of the strengths of this wide receiver is his size, his length, his agility, his athleticism, his catch radius, his ability to make the contested catch. Keon Coleman is a guy who can make every catch on the field, the short, the intermediate, the deep, the boundary catch, the type of wide receiver the Baltimore Ravens have been looking for. The Baltimore Ravens have been in search of that big body wide receiver. They have been yet to nab him. And if Keon Coleman is available with pick 30, I think the Baltimore Ravens should run to the podium and turn their pick in with no question. Up next for the Baltimore Ravens with pick 62, the Baltimore Ravens select Roger Rosengarten, offensive tackle out of Washington. Rosengarten is 6'5", 300 plus pounds. Some of the strengths of this player is his quick-footedness, his athleticism. He does have the ability to be dominant in the run game. He can get up to the second level in the run. He does have the ability to set the edge against any type of rusher, both power and speed. Rosengarten plays with good technique. He does have a tendency sometimes to get up when it comes to his leverage, keeping his pad level low. However, he does show the smarts and the intelligence to learn and develop at the NFL level. He does have position diversity. I think this is a good pick at pick 62 for the Baltimore Ravens, especially as they're making an attempt to rebuild and add depth and talent to their offensive line, getting younger and healthier, and eventually having a replacement for Ronnie Stanley between this year and next season, and or finding a starter long term at right tackle. Rosengarten could be a solid pick for the Ravens at 62. Up next for the Baltimore Ravens with pick 93, the Baltimore Ravens select Blake Fisher, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. Fisher is a big offensive tackle, 6'6", 310 pounds. The benefits and strengths of this player: Fisher has great mobility, athleticism. He plays with good strength. He has the ability to be dominant in the run game. He has athleticism to climb to the second level and get onto backers. He has the ability to shadow edge rushers. He plays with good technique, good leverage, and he has good lateral quickness. Fisher would be a great pick in the third round for the Baltimore Ravens as they continue to build talent and depth at their offensive tackle positions, creating competition at a position where they were thin. Blake Fisher, pick 93 for the Baltimore Ravens. Next up for the Baltimore Ravens with pick 113, the Ravens select cornerback Cam Hart out of Notre Dame. Hart is a big cornerback, 6'3", 200 plus pounds. The strengths of this player is his length, good speed for a player his size. He has the ability to play both press man and zone, and he steps up against big competition. Hart is a player who played very well against arguably the best wide receiver in this draft class, Marvin Harrison Jr. Hart would be a good pick for the Baltimore Ravens as they seek to add depth and talent to their cornerback room. Cam Hart, pick 113 for the Ravens. Pick 130, the Baltimore Ravens select edge rusher Javon Solomon out of Troy. Solomon is on the shorter side of edge rushers, not your prototypical size. He's 6'1", 246 pounds. The strengths of this player is his motor. He plays with good lower body power. He has the ability to bend the edge. Solomon has the ability to be super productive. Solomon led the entire collegiate level of football this past season with 18 sacks. Javon Solomon, pick 130 to the Ravens. Now let's sum up this mock draft and see what we got done with our picks. We started off this draft offense, and offense. we took Keon Coleman, wide receiver out of Florida State, big physical wide receiver, a guy we just don't have on the roster. Coleman would be a great addition to this offense, taking some pressure off Zay in his second year and allowing Rashad Bateman to ease into his role in 2024 versus being forced to step up and be the guy. Coleman uh, just offers something to this offense in his size, his speed, his hands that we just don't have and have been looking for. I think Keon Coleman is a no-brainer if he's available at pick 130. And then we went two offensive tackles in both in the second round and the third round, pick 62 and pick 93. Now, some people may think that's overkill. Some people may consider that there were other options available. And I think the other options could have been maybe a running back late in the third round, but I think that's too early. Could have been an edge rusher, but with the ranking and the availability, best picks, both Rosengarten and Fisher were the best players available at positions of need. Both of these offensive tackles are talented. They both have similar strengths, but they both are in position where they don't have to come in year number one and be the guy. They can come in. One of them can sit behind Ronnie Stanley and learn the position from a veteran. And so, therefore, if they have to step into that starting role this year, if Ronnie Stanley missed time, they would have had time to develop and learn and grow behind a savvy veteran. The other offensive tackle could be in competition with both Jones and Daniel Falele at the right tackle position, allowing the best man to win out that roster spot. And both of these guys have position diversity, which means they could slide inside and compete at guard as well. So I think that we kind of feel two positions or two positions where depth was needed with both these offensive tackles. When we get to the fourth round, we took uh, Cam Hart, cornerback out of Notre Dame. And I think Hart is a good fit because the Baltimore Ravens like big corners. I think that he has good speed for his size. He ran a 4.5 in the combine. And I think he's an immediate upgrade over some of the other talent that's on this roster, specifically JAD and Pepe Williams, who have not done much in their first 2 or 3 seasons. I think Cam Hart could step in right away and be that third cornerback and oftentimes spell Marlon Humphrey. I think Cam Hart would be a great addition to this defense because it also gives a young cornerback an opportunity to learn behind a veteran like Marlon Humphrey and eventually replace him in the coming years. Cam Hart um, would be an immediate impact player, I believe, for the Baltimore Ravens defense. And then we close out this draft with another defensive player, Javon Solomon, edge rusher. Um, The Baltimore Ravens have been looking for a dominant edge rusher for a number of years. Thought that that may be Odafe Oweh several years ago, but he hasn't become that. Drafted an injured David Ajabo in the second round a couple of seasons ago, who has not really got on the field and done a whole lot. He has shown flashes, but he's been more available than available, and so that's more of a question than an answer. Tavius Robinson played a lot as a rookie and showed a lot of promise. And I think throwing a guy like Javon Solomon into that mix, although he's small and slight frame for an edge rusher, he does have a similar build to a Hassan Reddick, who has been a super productive edge rusher in this league for his entire career. And so Javon Solomon could bring that productivity from college into the pros and up the level of competition at that edge rush position and put some of the guys ahead of him on notice that, you know what, I'm here to win a rotation spot. I think we got a lot of positions of need filled and we took good talent. We didn't reach for any of these picks. They were kind of right place, right time as it pertains to their ranking in this draft and where we had draft capital available to us to take the selection. Let me know what you guys want me to know about these draft picks. Is there another player you would have taken? Stay tuned, man, for our 3 round mock draft that includes trades and then also our pre draft um, 7 round mock draft where we hit all the picks, including trades, right before draft night. I'm Miguel Boulanger. This is the GM, and we're out.